Good morning. Joyce at Delightful Quilting and Sewing, a Nolting dealer in Avon, New York. Today I wanted to talk about computer-guided systems. Some of you have a computer-guided system already. Some of you may be thinking about a computer-guided system. They all work pretty much the same way, but there's huge differences in the results that you might get out of it. But they're similar in one respect, and that is how they connect into your machine and what they actually do. And of course, a computer-guided system gives you precision quilting. This is a quilt I did with computer-guided system. This one happened to have done with an IQ system. And here's a sample that I was running at a quilt show when I was in the booth for IQ. You can see the precision quilting, and these are actually pretty small. These are like 4-inch blocks that I was stitching out here. So there's a lot of things that you can do with a computer-guided system. You can stitch blocks, you can stitch pantographs, and depending on the software that's in it, there may be many, many more features. And all of them usually have some kind of an editing feature with them as well. So highlighting today IntelliQuilter and Quiltmagine, because these are both systems that I sell, both systems that Nolting sells. And I wanted to show you a little bit how they're similar and a little bit how they're different. So with the IQ system, all of the systems, in fact, will have a tablet that you are indicating on the tablet what you want, the pattern that you've selected, how you want to stitch it out, and all of the things like that. The IQ system runs a little bit differently than all the rest because this is a patented system. It has motor that is along the side of the throat of the machine, and that moves the machine back and forth like this. And then there's a second motor along the back of the carriage that runs horizontally on the frame. And those two have encoders in them and drive wheels that actually drive the system. So in here, if you look down in there, you can see there's a big wheel in there, and then in back of that there's a smaller drive wheel that move it back and forth on the carriage here, and very similar on the motor on the back of the frame. So that's how it actually moves around. All of the rest of it is taken care of in the tablet up at the front with the software where you design your pantograph, you place your blocks to stitch it out, and do all of the things like that. So one of the things that's common between all computer-guided systems is that the system has to hook into two features. One is a single stitch, so it has to have a needle positioner or a single stitch feature on the machine, so that when the software works and takes a stitch, like at the beginning of the pattern, there's a connection in the machine that when we install these, we have to connect into the single stitch feature. The other feature, of course, is your on-off. And without the on-off, of course, nothing would work. Your machine wouldn't work, and obviously your computer system won't work either. So in Quiltmagine, it works a little bit differently. Over here on the NV that I have Quiltmagine on, Quiltmagine has two belts. It has a horizontal belt right here that goes end to end on the frame, and the other belt is right here along the side of the carriage that will move the machine front to back on the frame. All of the other computer-guided systems have either a belt or a cable of some kind to move it horizontally and vertically. The IQ is the only one that has the motor type of system. So that's how this one operates here. And again, it has to connect into those same two features. It has to connect into a single stitch feature, needle up, needle down, and it has to connect into a start-stop button. So here on the NV, it's very easy to do that. And it goes into a plug that's already on the back of the machine. And Quiltmagine on other models may connect into the back handles, or it may have a cord that will go into the electronics in the back of the machine, like into the Pro, or into the front of the electronics on the Pro. So just to show you a little bit of what the Quiltmagine looks like, this is a system. The reason I'm thinking about computer guided this week is we installed an IQ on Monday, and this is a Quiltmagine system we're installing tomorrow on Thursday. So this is the guts right in here in the carriage of Quiltmagine. So here's the gear right here that has the belt that goes end to end on the frame, and this is the stuff that will fasten to the bottom of the machine, and you can see the belt right there, and this is what will be moving the machine front to back on the carriage. So similarities here between all of the robotic systems that are out there. With all of them, there will be some kind of a tablet bracket that will fasten to the head of the machine. Obviously you need a tablet, and then of course the software that you need to operate the whole thing. So that's it for Tech Tuesday today. I hope this has been informational for you, and that if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. If you're considering either Quiltmagine or IQ, I'm happy to answer questions, or email me wondering about what system is best for you. And it's different for each individual. What's best for one particular business or person might not be the correct choice for somebody else. So there's a lot of things to consider when you are deciding on a robotic system, and price isn't always the defining the way that you make that decision. There's really other factors that you really need to think about, whether you choose a Quiltmagine, an IQ system, or some other robotic system that is on the market as well. So that's it for Tech Tuesday today. I know it's not Tuesday, busy week this week. I put a note in, hopefully I'll remember Tuesday next week. So have a great week, happy quilting.